Hello there, my Stampin' friends. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is the last Wednesday of the month. Can you believe it, you guys? Like Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I can hardly believe it. And December's next week. That's just crazy. Just crazy. Anyway, the last Wednesday of every month, I am here live, 10 a.m. Eastern time for a WOW class. So WOW class used to be in my studio, but you know what happened the last couple years, things are just different. And so I'm outreaching so many more folks that I brought brought my WOW class live. So it is virtual. So hopefully today I will share a couple projects with you that will make you say, OMG. So welcome, friends. I am Jody, Brechbill, Stampin' Queen. We are hanging out today on my Stampin' Facebook page. And while everybody is coming in, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping just so you all know what is coming up. So real quick reminder, you guys can shop online 24/7. It is the holiday season, so you might be thinking about that crafty, stampy friend that you have, and you could pick up some Christmas gifts, and I also have gift certificates. So husbands, if you're listening, spouses, significant others, life partners, if your crafty, stampy person needs to have a gift certificate, I can definitely hook you guys up. But you can always shop 24/7. Just hop over to my online store. This is the host code we'll be using. And then, of course, if you would rather not do that, message me anytime. I am here for you. So real quick reminder, this is a sneaky peeky at our upcoming paper pumpkin. This will be our December kit. It is lots of pun. So our Christmas kits, a couple people have been asking me, will December's kit be Christmas? No, it won't. We don't do Christmas. We do it in October and we do it in November with paper pumpkin because December kits process on the 11th. They ship out and then you usually get them around the 20th of the month, really close to Christmas. And then of course, if shipping slows down, you may not have your kit. And so that is why we don't do Christmas in December. We do something nice, bright, funny, and cheerful. So this is what we're doing. And if you're interested in paper pumpkin, hit me up and I can give you lots more information. The other thing I want to make sure you guys are aware of, November's running out. We do have that starter kit special is only $75. What an amazing deal. And that means you would get to become part of my Moveless Stampers family. So there are about 70 of us. I do have a decent sized team. Moveless Stampers, they are all over the country. If they're on, give a shout out, Moveless girls. I haven't seen any of them come on just yet, but we would love to have you as part of our family. We do virtual events so that you're able to join us no matter where it is that you live. So we have some in Alabama. Oh, Denise, I did see Denise. Hey, Denise. We've got Florida, we've got New England, we have got Montana. So there are definitely Moveless girls all over the country and we support you. There's Denise. I thought I saw your names. Oh, there's Donna. She's a Moveless gal. So I want to just do a real quick plug because I don't want anyone to ever walk away saying, gosh, that was such a good deal. Why didn't I take advantage of it? So it can be a little unnerving because it is a starter kit. It is what allows you to become a demonstrator. But the beautiful thing about Stampin' Up! And the beautiful thing about my team is we have no pressure. There's no pressure on you to have to run a business. You don't have to have parties. You don't have to have workshops. You don't need to go out and sell because we know who the biggest purchasers are of product, and it's us. We are the biggest purchasers. We always need cardstock. We always want new stuff. We always need refills. We always need adhesive. So why not be able to get a discount on what we're ordering anyway? So I hope that my Moveless girls would say the same thing. Hopefully they don't feel any pressure from me. They don't feel pressure from the company, that you can actually just join, take advantage of $125 in product for only $75 this month. Of course, that does bring you into our family, which opens up a whole new world for you to be able to stamp with friends. So anyway, if that's something you would like a little bit more information about, hit me up. I can definitely talk to you a little bit more about that. But I just wanted to make sure you guys know it comes with no pressure. You do not have to do a thing. You can simply be what we call a smart consumer or a happy shopper. If you're spending, you could go ahead and join, get your 20 to 25% discount, and never feel like you have to do anything more than that. So just wanted to bring that to light. Then I'm going to announce this real quick. This is coming next week. This is our last chance. So December 1st through January 3rd, there are items that are leaving us from the holiday catalog. So I'm telling you that I want you to mark this date down, December 1st, right here live. You're going to bring your holiday catalog. You're going to bring 2 colors of highlighters and a Sharpie. And we are going to go through this catalog page by page by page so that you can know what is leaving, what is carrying over, what is going on the dormant list, and what might be on sale. So December 1st, join me here live, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Yes, Denise is a happy shopper. Yes, she is. And it's really, it's like I said, it's being a smart consumer. You're spending the money on things that you love, so why not get a discount? It's like shopping at Kohl's. My husband literally came in today and said, we have Kohl's cash. We have to use it. Don't leave it on the table. So I had $20 in Kohl's cash. I got to go shopping, but we never go unless we have a coupon, right? So you always have a coupon. Anytime you want to shop your Stampin' goodies, you've got 20% off and even up to 25% off, depending on what you do with your demonstratorship. So, all right, so we do have some stamping to do, but first of all, let's talk about Prize Patrol. Here is today's Prize Patrol. It's a mega stack of 6x6 DSP. This is a pack from Celebration. So I know a lot of people were saying they wish they could have gotten more of this little penguin because, girls, the penguin punches back. The penguin and the deer are back. I don't know how long they'll be here, but the penguin punch is home. So if you did not get it, now is your chance. So I've got a stack of the penguin paper, a stack of the, I think it was called Peaceful Prints. Peaceful Prints, does that sound right? That's the one that coordinates with the deer. And then also I have the Beautifully Penned. So it's a little quarter pack of each. So 3 different packs in there. So that's my Prize Patrol. All you need to do is like, love, comment, or share. Come on back next week and I'll let you know who the winner chicken dinner is. All right, the other thing I want to make sure you all are aware of is my home decor sampler class. So I had showed this as a sample that I had made playing around in my studio, and y'all fell in love. You all fell in love with this awesome framed art. It is a 9x9 frame, but it is 8x8 inside, or you could make it 12x12 if you wanted. So y'all were asking, could you please do this as a class? And you know, I want to keep y'all happy. So yes, we are doing this as a class. Registration is open now. If you are a local yokel to me, class will be December 6th. If you're not local or you can't join, I have to-go options. So when this video is over, come back and check the description and you will find the link for more information on this sampler class, as well as, ho, 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 I have a Santa one too. Isn't he cute? Be jolly. So this again is another, it's in a 9x9 frame, but you can make it 8x8. You could make it 12x12. So if you do the to-go kit, keep in mind, kids, I cannot pre-stamp your images. So you would need to use something you have at home, or use your stamp sets that you may already own, or you can add them on during the registration. So this one uses Be Jolly and Christmas to Remember, and this one uses Peaceful Cabin. So stunning. This is all just black and gray, but still so pretty. Now, you can't tell, but there is Winkostella. There's Winkostella on the cabin roof and on some of the trees and a little bit around in the snow, but it just doesn't show whenever it's on a video. So you would get everything you need to create, except you would have to do your own bundle, and everything's cut and ready for you. And then you would get rhinestones and your Winkostella and a quarter pack of the designer series paper. So these make super, super gifts maybe for yourself. Maybe you want to treat yourself to a fun class, or maybe you want to give them away as gifts. So I did add the option that you can purchase one and then you can add on supplies to make more. So I wanted to make sure you guys had that option in case you wanted to do it as a gift. So you would use your rhinestones, you would use your Wink of Stella, you would still use your paper, and you would be able to create more of these samplers. So again, Peaceful Cabin and Ho Ho. There he is right there. Super stinking cute. So frames are not included, but you can run over to the Hobby Lobby or the Michaels or whatever you have at home and grab yourself 8x8, 9x9, or 12x12 shadow box frames. Make sure they're shadow boxes. See how thick they are? So that you can do lots of Papa Dots to make sure that they are lots of dimension in there. I was going to mention something else. I wonder what it was. It left my brain. Of course, you get a PDF tutorial so that you know how to put it together. But yeah, I was going to tell you something else about it, and I totally lost it. It might come back, but let's go ahead and get some stamping done. All right, so like I told you, it's WOW class. Oh, Denise just popped up. That reminds me, one thing that you guys do get as a member of my Moolah Stampers team, Nicole's on here too. Nicole just popped up. I saw her name. She's a movie girl. You guys get my PDFs. So that is a little perk that I give to my team, is that every time I do these tutorials, these classes to go, these classes at home, I give you guys the PDFs for absolutely free because you have the stuff. So you might as well be able to go ahead and use it. So that's just a little side perk of being one of my kids. Okay, let me get my stuff here. And we are going to create a card that I do not know what its name is, but it's really, really cute. And this is a direct case from Mary Deatheridge. I saw this on her blog and I was like, adorbs, I need to make myself one. And then I thought, how perfect, I can share that for Wow Wednesday. Now, this is one of my favorite folds. Some people call it a bookbinding fold, a storybook fold. It's got all kinds of different names, but it's really just your quarter or half sheet of cardstock, 4 1/4 by 11, and you put 2 scores in it, and then you seal it. So you seal it here and it makes like a little bookbinding. But look, when you open it up, it's got this pop out. So it can actually sit up. You know, so if you had, there's your sentiment there and some pretty designer paper inside. So what a fun little pop-up card. So I'm going to show you how to make that. So we need to start off with some scoring. And as always, I'm not sure what a contractor pack is, Nicole. What's a contractor pack? I do know they sometimes offer them in multi-packs. I will also tell you that I've noticed they used to do really, really good deals, like buy 2, get 1 70% off or something like that. But I think all of us stampers, like, where there was a run on shadow box frames and they stopped doing that. At least in my area they did. So, oh no, I don't know. I don't remember what I'm doing. It's like 8 to 10 of the frames. Oh, okay. So the more you buy, the cheaper it is. Oh, Denise said she just ordered an 8-pack this morning. So that's cool. You guys better get on it though. The holidays are coming and I bet they're going to sell out. And you know how things are with shipping. Speaking of shipping, kids, I am going to come on live at some point, probably next week, and just do a discussion about shipping. We do have some issues that are changing, or some issues that are happening, some things that are changing with Stampin' Up, and I want to make sure you guys are all aware of it. If you're demonstrators, you did get an email from Stampin' Up talking about this, but the gist of it is, just so y'all know, we are not going to be doing back orders anymore. So once something is sold and we get to that cutoff limit, it will be non-orderable. We will not have back orders anymore just because of the crisis that's still going on. So keep that in mind as you're placing your orders, in that we just cannot be doing back orders anymore because of the shipping crisis. But I am going to talk to you a little bit about that later, specifically just on that situation because it goes into effect December 1st. Okay, so we have a piece of Evening Evergreen here, one of my favorite greens. I have fallen head over heels for this color. 4 1/4 by 11, and oh my gosh, why did I not write I know I wrote these down. Where would I have written them down? Oh, right in front of me. Oh, hello. Hello, kids. It's like a Monday on a Wednesday. 5.5 and 6 3/4. Okay, so I was scattered there for a minute, so I'm gonna go back and tell you what I did. 4 1/4 by 11, my 11-inch piece is at the top. I scored at 5.5 and 6 3/4. That's my card base. Then I have a piece of soft succulent, and this one is 8 by 8. And so I'm gonna score it in half both ways. So I've got my 4-inch score here and my 4-inch score here. Then I need to do a diagonal, which means I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer. On this particular one, you'll notice that I have a Sharpie mark. That is for diagonal scoring, but because this piece is so big, it will not, oh no, it does work. It does. Yay-haw. All right, so that's what I would highly encourage you to do if you've got this simply scored, is make yourself a Sharpie mark somewhere in it. I use this for something else. That's why it's marked here at 4 inches. But I'm just gonna put my point in the top, and then I have, because I can, you guys can't see though, the Sharpie mark runs the whole length of my board. So see it down here? I can make sure that the points are even. So one point, the other point, you can totally do this on your trimmer as well. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. And I'm just going to run that score right down through the middle of my square. Now I do want to grab my paper trimmer to do a little trimming. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to make sure that I'm telling you everything correctly. And do I want to fold that? No, I don't think so. So what I'm going to do with my paper trimmer here is I'm going to just use this line right there, and then your paper trimmers have little notches. Can you see those on the edges? That's where your blade is. So I'm just I need to cut this box off right here. So I'm just going to trim right down here. I'm going to stop at 4 inches. So I can see this little notch right here is right at 4 inches. And then I'm going to do the exact same on the other side so that that box is going to come out. There we are. Oh, I need to get a new blade. Mine's getting a little fuzzy. All right, I need this. Let's go ahead and do it while I'm here. How about that? Actually, I'm not sure what DSP I want to use yet, so I might want to get your opinion. So now this diagonal score is going to fold this way, and I'm going to make it nice and crisp. This panel is going to fold up this way, nice and crisp. And then this panel is going to fold up this way. It's been a while since I've made this, so sometimes you guys have to bear with me because I get a little choppy as I'm trying to remember when exactly I might have made these projects. So I've got a piece of white here that is not the right size. So let's trim that down. Wonder what size it needs to be. I bet it needs to be, I bet this is 4 by 4, right? Yes, I totally did. If it's 8 by 8. So let me go trim this one down. Be right back. So sorry. Yep, that's what I needed. This one is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. I'm pretty sure that is what I did not write down. So let's stamp it. And I've got my evening evergreen here, and I love this sentiment. So we're gonna do sending hugs on the front, and then I'm gonna do this one on the inside. My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. Then I want to do a little sprig. I want a piece of scrap paper here because I want to stamp off. I want this to be nice and light. So let's see how dark. I'm going to go with off 2 times. 1, 2, 3. So see how it's just nice and light behind there, but I didn't want it to get in the way of my sentiment. So that'll be for our inside, so we can glue that down a while. So that's gonna hit right here. Just a little bit of that succulent showing around the edge. And then let's see if I have the right sizes here. This one, let's see, what do we have? How about that there with that pretty gold? That needs trimmed down a smidgy. So that one, my goodness, I'm not sure what I was doing. Do I have a paper trimmer here? Let's see. I was trying to be all prepared this morning, and now I'm not so prepared. So there's 4. Let's go 4 or 3 7/8. I think that's what I want. I will make sure for you guys when I do this video at the end that, that I will have the proper dimension. Ooh, we want the gold showing, don't we? The stamp set I'm using today, Thelma, is my new favorite, Eden's Garden. So we've got Eden's Garden, we've got the dies we were using, as well as Ever Eden Designer Series paper. So I'm thinking, here's my patterns. Oh, you know what though? This goes on the front. So what do we think about this? Because I was kind of afraid that looks like too much gold. So I thought if I flipped it, that would just be enough. I don't know. What do you think? Should both sides be gold, or should I, there's gold both sides, or should I flip the pattern? So you let me know while I glue this in. You think we should do both sides gold? I wish, Nicole, it is not available. Nicole just asked if my little baby trimmer is available, and it is not. That was a sign up. That was a gift you got when you signed up during celebration years ago. Okay, you guys are saying flip. I'm feeling the same. I feel like the same deal. So I want to make sure. Okay, so let's do a little trim on that. It needs to come down just a little tiny bit. So, let's do, all right, I'm doing with 1/4 because we're going to diagonal this. So back in with the paper trimmer. We're going to put corner to corner. So in that little bevel, I've got 1 corner and 1 corner. And then I am going to, whoops, it moved on me. We're going to cut those into 2 triangles. All right, so let's make sure they worked. So there we are, and you're just gonna see that little peekaboo of the soft succulent through there, which is pretty cool. So we can go ahead and attach these in there. I like to make sure I get the adhesive real well on the points. There we are. I think that was a good choice. I think that would just be too much gold. Whoops, sorry, bumped you. Sorry, children's. Alrighty. Now, one thing I might suggest to you, if you are making this card, is you may want to sign it now before you get it into the card, because it is a little bit tricky, and especially if you are a lefty like me, because you can see how the card's going to open, and it's very hard now to get your hand in there and sign, especially if you're a left-hander. So at this point, before you have it attached inside your card, I would go ahead and put your sentiment on in there. Okay, so now we've got our fun fold here, and we're just going to fold that card in half. And then there's a score right across there that comes backwards. So I'm going to make that nice and crisp as well. And then I'm not doing any ribbon on this one. I've done them on the book bindings before, but I'm not doing ribbon this time. So I am going to glue that binding part down. So it's going to get sealed right there. Why don't we go ahead and just start, I've got it here. So let's go ahead and start attaching our pieces together for the front. So I've got some designer series paper here that gets matted on a piece of soft succulent. And I've got these are little 1/8 inch borders. I know some of you guys don't like to use the 8ths because they're teeny tiny borders. You can absolutely do 1/4 inch borders, not a problem. Dealer's choice. Sometimes it's nice just to see that little bit of color, but you know, you got to work with what you can see and what works for you. So now I've got a strip here. This is a 1-inch strip. So we'll attach that to a piece of soft succulent as well. And then we can attach that to the binding. I am smitten with this paper. I just love these two colors together and that little bit of gold. It just really just sets it apart. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So there's your card. Now this could be a regular card. You could just put your sentiment in here. That's a 4x4 piece of white and rock on. You're good to go. But we're going to make it a little extra today. So now it's going to fold like this. I will encourage you to really check yourself 3 times to make sure that you are attaching it correctly. Why do I say to check yourself 3 times? Because I screwed mine up twice. Because you want to make sure that you're putting it in the right way so that when it opens, it is correct orientation. So what I did here was, there's my sentiment. It has to go right there. So I am only going to put the adhesive, and I want some good adhesive. So I'm going to pull in my old friend Seal Plus. Tear and tape would work well. Green glue. A lot of you guys love that Tombow green glue. The green glue is nice because it gives you a little bit of time to futz around if it's not in there exactly straight. So again, double check myself, and I'm just going to go here, and it gets matted so that there is just an even border of dark green on each edge. Okay. Then I'm going to do some more Seal Plus. Seal Plus, you do have to be careful with. It's a great adhesive, but it is not forgiving. It's very, very strong, and it can easily tear your paper if you're a little bit heavy-handed. So I am really cautious when I put that seal on there. I'm going to close it, make sure it's good and attached, and then we say our little prayer to make sure that we did it correctly, and then we're going to open it up. And there is our pop out. There is a little piece of adhesive right there. Got it. Okay, isn't that beautiful? So pretty, and it'll sit up on somebody's desk and they can look at it and know how much you love them. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and continue our, oh, sugar booger. It's okay. I forgot to punch out my hearts. And I'm thrifty. So normally before I put that layer on, I would have punched my heart out of it. But look what I do have. I'm not gonna waste. I don't like to waste. So there we are. Punch that heart out of that one. So we've got a soft succulent heart there. And then I'm gonna stamp in Evening Evergreen, my sending hugs. And let me go ahead and punch it first. There we are. Now I can stamp it. Beautiful. Move some things out of my way. And let's see, we can attach our hearts together. And let's see what I have here. I've got that little wreath. I cut that out ahead of time. And do I not have a silicone mat? Wonder where it went. It's hiding. Nope, it's gone. That's a mystery. Oh well, here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll put some glue dots on this little wreath. Now you could cut this out with adhesive sheet. That would be a really good idea. I'm gonna use glue dots today. Just be cautious because it can rip really, really easily. So I'm just carefully putting those little snot dots on there and popping them off. But adhesive sheet works real well if you want to have the whole wreath sticked down permanently. There we go. Okay, so now that's going to go on our front here. Also, this is a bit of a thick card. It's a little bit thick. So it may require a little bit of extra postage when you send it. So just keep that in mind when you're making it. Sometimes the wow projects need a little extra. So there we go. I have that there. Now I took this cool piece and Evening Evergreen, and we'll add some adhesive to that. That's going to come right across here. Then I have some gold twine. This is the, what is this one? Simply Elegant Trim. It's becoming a mess because I've been using it a lot. It is the holiday season where you need lots of gold and silver trim. Oh, sorry. Cut myself a piece of that. And then it gets a little wonky because it's been around that roll. So I just carefully stretch it out. Yes, Tamara, these both are part of that die, the die set in Eden's Garden. This is the only thing that's not part of it. And it is available now through the beginning of January as part of our early release special, but it will be in the next mini catalog. So the die is in the stamp, but the paper is a no. It will not be in the next catalog. So now what I'm gonna do is I just take that twine and I'm gonna loop it around my fingers a couple times, kind of judging how tight I want it to be. And then I'm gonna pinch it in the middle. And then sometimes you just have to kind of help it go the way it should go. So I want that now to frame my heart. So I'm going to flip that over and find myself some pop dots. There we go. And I'm going to tack them down with some of our dimensionals. Probably using more than I normally would, but I don't want that twine to come off. And because it's shimmery, it does have, it doesn't, some things don't stick to it as well. And then you can kind of futz around with them a little bit. So like I'm going to tack that one back underneath there, let that one free, move this one around a little bit, and you just have a little bit of that gold framing your heart. Ta-da! Do you love it? Thank you, Mary Deatheridge. You are so smart making that cool card. Oh, well, we should, what we don't have yet. It needs something. What does it need? Everything's better with bling, right? So let's just put a bling right there in that heart. Oh, that's perfect. Perfection. Yep. You girls know it needs bling. Everything's better with bling. Okay, are you ready for another project? This one I just whipped out this morning. My upline Cindy showed this to us at a demonstrator event over the weekend, and I was like, yes, I am totally showing my phone friends that on Wednesday because it is too stinking cute. So let's see what I got here. I gotta make some room, Okay, we're sticking with the same color palette. I'm gonna use, do I need Succulent? I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Okay. Need some ink. And we're working with my two faves, Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And sorry kids, I got to give myself some space because this one requires elbow room. Okay, we're going to start off with another piece of Evening Evergreen. Well, first, let me show you so that you're ready. Here is our project that we're going to create. And like I said, this is from my friend Cindy. She did this with Whimsy and Wonder, and it was super cool. But I was like, let's go ahead and do this with the Ever Eden because I love this designer series paper. Now, also, shoot. Oh, no, I did. I wanted to show you something. I need to grab one thing. Hold, please. I have a die that I wanted to show you guys. I did it ahead of time. So I'm not sure if you can see that I embossed with the die the stitched, what are they called? Stitched greenery. Can you see that on there? It is the coolest looking thing. So now the DSP has stitching in it. Okay, so we've got this belly band. This belly band's gonna slide off. Are you ready? Are you sitting down? I wanna hear you guys yelling how cool this card is. So it is a gift card holder. So you're gonna open it up and it has a shopping bag in the middle for you to put your gift tags. Ooh. Ah, is that not so stinking cute? Oh my gosh. And I even did, that's the cotton paper. So I have that in there. Like that's a little bit of tissue paper. Your little gift tag could go, or your gift card could go in there. You could put some cash in there, sign it here, and it folds flat and you can send it through the mail, but it is a little thick. I will tell you, she's a little thick. So you definitely will have to do some extra postage, but yes, holy Hannah, Mary says. Holy Hannah, that is so stinking cute. So let me show you how to make that, children's. Okay, do I have my notes with me? Please let me have my notes. 4 1/4 by 11, and we're gonna do some scoring. So let's bring this big mamma jamma back in here. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. I can feel it. I can feel how excited you guys are. 4 1/4 by 11, and we are going to score at 3 1/2 and 8 1/2. Oh, I went off track. There we go. 3 1/2 and 8 1/2. Now, let's do our designer series paper while we're here. I have a different pattern. This is just one that I grabbed, and I wonder if I bet I can see the score better on this one. So this is 9.5 by 4. So we've got our 9.5 inch here at the top, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch. Remember, be very, very careful when you're scoring designer series paper because we don't want to tear through. So we've got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 9. Then we're going to turn a 1/4 turn, and we're going to go 1 and 3.5. And this is what's making our gift bag. Okay, so now I probably have told you guys before, when I first start, excuse me, when I first start doing a 3D project, I like to get out my crappy old cardstock and I like to make a template just to make sure that my measurements are correct, that I fully understand how it works and goes together. And then I write myself little notes so that I know what it is that I'm doing. So this is what it's going to come out like. This is going to be the template. So what we need to do first off is, I think I want this to be on the outside because it's much prettier. So very carefully, we are going to burnish all those score lines I just made. This is going to help me be able to see a little bit better because I need to cut off a lot of corners to make this little bag. I'm so sorry my nose is going to run. It's how it does every time I do a video or talk in public. I have a runny nose. There we go. And now we have these couple here. So just be very gentle when you're working with the paper. Cardstock is a little bit thicker and a little more forgiving, but when you're working with these designer papers, just go nice and slow, be very cautious because we don't want to rip it up. There we go. So now we need to trim out these corners. So I'm going to trim this little corner here. If you want to use a paper trimmer, you absolutely could. I'm just going with the old scissors for time saving. And get rid of this one. Then there's 2 down here, so we need to get rid of both of those. There we go. Everybody ready for the holiday? Have you started cooking? I know some people have got their cooking ready to go. Our turkey is brining. We are having a turkey this year. Okay, I'm trying to see, make sure I'm cutting on the right ones. We had salmon last year, but we're definitely doing a turkey this year. Trim out this little piece here in the middle. Okay, there we go. So there is our beautiful little gift bag. Now, one thing that I did notice that I think worked well is I'm going to angle these corners just a tiny little bit. It just helps the gift bag fold a little better, and it's inside so you won't see it at all. But I'm just going to kind of what we call miter those corners. I'm just going to do a little bit of an angle on them so that my bag goes together a little bit better. So this is actually This is the top of my gift bag. So you'll see that this top is going to flap down here. And then this piece has 3 scores. So we're going to go down, we're going to go backwards, and we're going to go down. So this is what we call a gusset, right? So this is kind of how a regular gift bag works. You have that little like mini accordion fold in there. So there you go. You can see how it is going to start to come together just like a regular gift bag. Okay, so there is our little baby gift bag. Eek, so cute. Okay, now let's give it some handles. There's 2 ways of doing this. First of all, I want to take a quiz here. Let's do a poll on you guys. Do we want soft succulent handles or do we want evening evergreen handles? So let me know which you think would be better for our gift bag, a light green or a dark green. It is going inside a dark green base. So let me know which one you think is better to do our little handles. Oh, that's the beauty of this, Mary. Oh, we are almost out. I need to put that on my order. The beauty of these videos is that you can rewatch them a million times and you can stop and start and stop and start, and it's perfect. So what I did was I just folded this over and grabbed myself a hole punch. And I just punched 2 holes. But, so let me show you here what it'll look like. So the only downside to this being a little bit thick is that see how I knotted them inside there? You might want them to be flatter because of shipping, mailing them. But the little knots do make it a little bit thick. But that's kind of how a gift bag looks, so that's what I went with. So I'm just going to punch 2 holes. I think I can actually, but if you did the holes down here, you could tape your ribbon. This is what my upline did. She taped her ribbon down and then folded that over top, and you wouldn't see the ribbon. Let's try it. Should we try it? Yeah, that's the problem, is the hole punch is not long enough to get in there. That's why. And if I fold that down, I'm gonna get a hole through both pieces. So let's go with the way that I did it to begin with. So I'm just gonna put 2 holes, and I'm eyeballing them for my handles, like that. And then I just closed it and did the same on the other side. All right, looks like y'all are thinking evergreen, so let's go with evergreen. So cut yourself a strip of ribbon. It doesn't need to be too long, but you do have to work with it, so you can always trim off what's left over. And I'm gonna glue these down. There we are. Slide our ribbon through. And I'm going to tie a knot and go all the way close to the edge. Nice, pretty tight knot. And this ribbon is really nice to work with. There we go. So I can trim that off later should I need to. Slide this piece through, and I'm going to tie another knot. I do want to make sure it's not, that it is kind of, it needs to be loose, like it is like a handle. So I will tell you, because this is kind of a sheer ribbon, be cautious you're not pulling the knot too tight. Like, you want a tight knot, but if you pull it too tight, it can come back through the hole because you made it a little bit too small. Trim those excesses off there, and we have got our first handle. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. go. Wrap that through the hole here. Tie ourselves another knot. Trim off my extra, and then we're going to get to doing some decorating. Time for decorating. So let's grab our card here, make our folds and make those nice and crisp. We have a front panel, so we're going to put some DSP there. And let's see. Okay, there's that piece that I ran through with this. So I took the DSP, ran that through the Big Boss machine, and it came out with the stitching on it, which is just so stinking cool. Now, this, do be very careful putting adhesive on this because you've broken down some of the fibers in the designer paper. And so it is definitely a little flimsier than it would normally be. So that's gonna go on our front. Did you get lots of it? Sharon, pick up lots of it because it is going to retire the end or the very beginning of January. So on the same side, I'm gonna let the green show. And again, come back and check the description of this video because I always put the dimensions in there for you so that you don't have to re-watch the whole thing over and over. You will know what the cutting dimensions are. So now we've got the inside, 2 pieces of designer paper, and I'm gonna go with a muted, like kind of the plain DSP because I want the little tote bag to pop. So I've got that on that panel, and then we're gonna do this on the opposite side. It is actually, it's an embossing die, Tamara. So it's like the best of both worlds. It's like a Hannah Montana. So it's actually a die. It does not do any cutting, but it does put those stitched leaves into, it impresses them in, but it's technically not a folder. So it's a big metal die. So yep, it is an embossing die. Super, super cool. Got a piece of white here. This will be my inside. So I can write my sentiment on later, depending on what it is that I need that for. And I'm going over close to the edge. So here's my score line. I have my DSP because there's a piece here, right? There's 2 panels of green here that don't have anything because that's exactly where our little bag's gonna go. So there we are. And let's see here if we can go ahead and put our bag in. So let's attach it together, and I have to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Okay, so I want some Stampin' Seal right here on this flap. And I'm just going to bring this together. I've got a little, there we go. Okay, so that's the only side that we actually put the bag on. So I want to flatten it down, kind of make it bend to my will. We do not close the bottom at all. So I'm going to put a strip of Stampin' Seal Plus along the bottom of my bag. I want to make sure none of it is sticking off the edges. Let's open up our card. I'm going to flip this one back just so I can see what I'm doing a little bit. And this edge is going to go right close to that score line. So I got it trying to line it up in the center. I'm eyeballing it to make sure it is in the center of my card. And I'm going to put that down. And I do want to make sure it does fold. It does fold. Closed. So now I can put a piece of whatever this is called, Seal Plus, on that edge. Make sure my box is folded nice and flat, and then I can just close it up, say our little prayer, and there we are. There is our adorable little shopping tote inside of our card. Yes, I can hear you all saying how happy you are. Now, cotton paper. Tissue paper works just fine, but this cotton paper is super cool too. So I'm just going to rough it up. And that's going to go inside like my little tissue paper gift, and then your gift card or your money or whatever it is that you're putting in there. Little packet earrings would go in there. And then this panel does come closed like this, and I flatten it down, but it is a little bit thick, you guys. So you do have to maybe do a little extra mailing on that because it's a little bit thick. But in order to keep it shut, we got to do a belly band. So I have a belly band here. I think this is 1.5, but I wanted it to be 1 1/4, and I did not trim this one down. So we may just go with it. And we're just going to wrap that around like that. And you have to make sure that you don't do it too tight, like you want it to be able to slide off and on. So a little bit of seal right here on this edge and a little bit of seal right here on this edge. And then we're ready to do just a little bit of assembly on this project. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take the light color because I want some ribbon to go around it. So we're going to do our succulent. And I can put some adhesive here and just tack the edge down right like that and wrap that around my belly band. Go. So this is just perfect for gift giving, right? Something different too. So there we are with our ribbon. I want to just make sure it's pretty straight. Okay, so grabbed one of my favorite dies, cut out my hippos, and I also did one of these labels from the Evergreen one, and try and get these extra pieces out. There we are. Let's do some stamping. We're going to use our dear friend because that's one of my favorite ones. Dear friend, how are you? Nice little hello card and a little gift for them. Now, I wanted to do some sprigs on this because it was a little bit plain. And actually, you guys can't tell that this is on shimmery white as well. So it's got a little bit of glitzy shimmer with it. All right, so I'm just going to stamp a couple little sprigs here, kind of hanging down. Now, here's one thing that I was thinking. This is a lot of green. It needs a little something. I don't know if you guys have done this before. It was a big trend way back when I started stamping. It's kind of a country type deal. But I came in with my polished pink marker and I grabbed the thin end, and I'm just, so sorry guys. I'm just going to start adding little dots just to pull in a pop of color on that stamp. This feels like it was something that we did a lot in the 80s, like part of the country phase we had, or, you know, that kind of deal. But it really does make a difference just to pull in a couple pops of color with those simple, simple little dots. See how cute that is? It just adds a little extra, little pop of color. That's all we need. So now I'm going to take this strip here and I'm going to add some adhesive on this label, and I'm going to attach the label a little bit crooked. So it kind of looks like it's kind of hanging at the top and the bottom. And then I'm gonna add that to my base with some pop dots. So I'm gonna do a couple here, and I'm kind of including that ribbon. I'm getting that pop dot right on that ribbon so it doesn't come off. And there we are. Oh, I'm getting high again. I'm getting too high, y'all can't see. Now, final step is that seem like it's on there pretty good. Just make sure you don't have anything sticking off or your belly band won't come on and off. Now, let's do a bow here. So let's do a teeny tiny little bow. And that should do it. So you can always fuss around with your little ends there. And then we just need to put it on with a good old snot dot. And that will be our gift card bag. Slide that right under there. Ta-da! There we go. So we can take that off. And now we have our cute little gift bag inside there. Put it back on. We're ready for the holidays, right? Ready for the holidays. Okay, so let me just show you what we made again. We've got our cool pop-out card, and then we have our cute little gift card. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Don't forget, here's our prize patrol. So like, love, comment, or share, and then come back next week to see if you are a winner turkey dinner. And don't forget that also this ends Friday, the samplers. This class to go ends Friday. So I've got my peaceful cabin, and I also have my ho-ho here. So registration is open for these classes in person if you're local, or to go if you are not local or can't join me. And you know, guys, have a very, very happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out with me a little bit. I know you probably have a ton of things you should be doing. Some of you are probably getting ready to travel, get ready to cook, have family coming in. I think I told you that my son decided he wants to do the turkey this year. So he messaged last night and said, is anyone going to get me groceries? And my husband had messaged last week and said, tell me what your list is, because I don't want to be grocery shopping on the 24th of November. So he ended up having to go to the grocery store last night. But he and his sister are planning the meal. I was in charge of the dessert. So I went and bought some pie because that's how I roll. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great holiday. Let's see what's coming up. Next week is December 1st. As I said, come join me live right here December 1st, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And we are going to do that walkthrough, that last chance walkthrough. So we're going to go through our catalog. So bring your holiday catalog, bring two highlighters and a Sharpie, and we will go through so that you guys know what is on sale. Then I'm going to show you something super, super cute. Do you want a sneak peek? I know you guys like sneak peeks. I'll show you a sneak peek of what I have coming on December 1st. Let me know if you want to see what I got to share with you. All right, thumbs up are coming. So some of you guys are always looking for cute little treats and little favors, little stocking stuffers. So on the 1st, after we do the walkthrough, I'm going to show you, everybody's going to get the poops. You're going to get the poops. This is one of the projects that I'm going to show you to create. And this is a cute little snowman. And then on the back, you can fill it with mini marshmallows. And then you have little poems to put on. I heard you've been naughty, so here's the scoop. All you get is snowman poop. So these are some cute little treats. I have 4 of them to show you that will be based around the holidays using our cute little acetate boxes. I think these are little 3x3 boxes and kind of some punch art. So hopefully you guys will come back because I'm going to share those with you. And then I have a special offer that you guys are able to get the PDF so that you could go ahead and make these and do them as cute, funny little treats during the holidays. All right, y'all, have an amazing Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys next week.